Hey boyos, daily check-in with John V. It's May 21st, 2025. Yeah, not too much to go over again. I'll try to keep the video short like the last one in like 3 minutes. Might be a little longer than that though. I don't want it to be too short. Um, yeah, all moved in. I got a few parcels that are still going to the old place. Fucking glare from the window. Anyway. Still have a few parcels that are on their way to the old place, but my sister's been going over there every day to check out things. So, I got four guitars now. You can see two of them against the wall there. I have four of them now from Timu. They cost me almost nothing, so why the hell not, right? I have so much product off of Timu, and I just sold a few things today. Somebody came and bought some stuff. I play Magic the Gathering a bit, and somebody came to buy some supplies for that game. So it was an easy $60, and that $60 worth of stuff would have cost them $200 at the game store. Game stores make a huge profit off shit that they sell, right? I'm still dieting, obviously. I'm not going to give up dieting and go back. Like, I don't understand people how they can just literally just give up and just rot and just constantly gain weight over the years. I don't understand how they can do that. You know, to me, dieting is really easy. It's literally just willpower. It's just willpower involved. It's actually easier to diet than it is to eat whatever you want and get fat, right? In my opinion. Unless you're going full bloat and just eating junk like chips and pop and ice cream and shit like that, and chocolate bars, candy, pizza, takeout food, fast food, then it's easy. But like, if you're making regular meals, it's kind of hard to go full bloat, right? Because every time you want to eat, you got to prepare a meal, right? And that's what I try to typically do. So it's actually easier for me to diet than it is to eat whatever I want, right? And I'm not going full bloat mode and buying a bunch of chips and ice cream, pop and cake and candy and bullshit like that, right? I don't understand people that do that, right? Like, I let myself go for a couple years, and this is what happened. I went up to 265 pounds, and I'm down to, roughly 230 ish probably. I was 233 last I checked. I said that in my other video. But my goal is 160, be a twink. Full on twink mode, right? I don't want to be intimidating at all to women, right? And when you're big and ugly, it's intimidating to women. And I don't want to be intimidating anymore. I want to be small and cute like I used to be, not intimidating. And I'll get back to it. It'll take some time, right? But like losing 3 pounds a month is not fast enough. Like I was saying before, 5 pounds a month is okay. Um, I'm still dieting, right? I'm not going to give that up. But strength training, I've been really fucking slacking on the strength training. But the strength training isn't that important. The diet's the most important thing. And I've been obviously slacking off on the cardio too. But same thing, it's not as important as the diet. I'm not going to slack off on diet, right? And, it's funny, I've done stuff like this for so long. I've been doing this kind of stuff for like 23 years, which is like dieting and training and all that stuff. And I can often anticipate when someone's going to fail when they begin some kind of, you know, fitness lifestyle. I can often anticipate it. And, you see fuckers, they'll say that I'm going to start my diet tomorrow. And what they do to prepare for it is they'll have three entire bags of chips, 2 liters of pop, a handful of fucking chocolate bars, and that's how they prepare the day before to diet the next day. And they've already set up to fail, right? Because the best time is now to start. Now. And obviously, like if you're gonna go 2 days and abstain from something and you want to load up on it now, that's different. But a diet is like a lifelong term. A diet isn't something you do temporarily. You got to keep dieting to stay the same weight, right? And I've seen so many people in anticipation of a diet. The day before they'll load up on garbage because they know they're going to go a couple days without it, and it's like you've already failed. And people, they'll start a diet in secret. They won't tell anyone, and right there they failed. Right, when you make it public and you let people know, your chances of succeeding are higher. You actually plan to succeed. When you do it in secret, you've already planned to fail. And that's typically what happens with most of the people I know that diet. They do it in secret, and I just find out because I can discern from their behaviors and lifestyle changes what they're trying to do, but they don't make it public. And you can tell to the moment they fail because they'll literally go right back to eating a mass amount of junk food to make up for the couple of days dieting that they did in secret. And it's pathetic, and it makes no sense to me when people do stuff like that, right? I see videos on YouTube of people, YouTube shorts, people doing diets, and they actually call themselves a fatty. And that's good because these people, they'll get offended if you call them fat or fatty or something like that. It's like they've adopted being fat as part of who they are as a person. And right there tells me that they're not committed to making a change ever. Not in their with their current mentality, right? You know, like I don't get offended when people like I don't like it when I'm called fat or ugly or anything like that. But I don't take it to heart because I know it's temporary, right? It's just temporary. It's not part of who I am as a person for permanently. I'm not always going to be fat and ugly, right? And I make my journey public on social media and YouTube and forums of what I'm trying to do to, better myself, right? And obviously, if I fail, failure is not necessarily permanent. Like, how do you fail a diet, right? If I backslide a bit and have a bag of chips, I haven't failed, right? What you just do is just stop eating so fucking much for the next day or two to negate the fucking bag of chips you ate, right? It's not rocket science or brain surgery, right? Um, but it just boggles my mind, these fucking people that are humongously fat, and they they set out on this journey to lose weight, and you can anticipate that they're gonna fail just by how they go about it. And it's like I'm way too smart for these people. They're so stupid, and like they actually they treat it like it's something that's temporary, or they treat it like something they have already failed, right? And it's often the people that have always been fat their whole life since they were like 1 year old or 2 years old, or even fat as a baby and always been fat. You know, those are the people that often fail because, it's been 30, 40, 50, 20 years, whatever, and they still haven't committed to making the change. It's not likely that they will, right? It would probably take something like really life altering for them to actually make the change. Or drugs, right? Or drugs like steroids or, Ozempic, something like that. I've considered trying to get Ozempic, but I'd have to fade. I probably wouldn't be able to get it on my health discount, my medical discount, because my 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 current state is not extreme, right? My cholesterol is moderately high, and that's concerning for some people because I know so many people that are 50 or even 100 pounds more overweight than me. And I think, like, if my cholesterol is moderately high, what is theirs? Dangerous levels? Like, they can suddenly just drop dead all of a sudden? That's what I would assume, right? But, I really hate fat people. I'm not gonna lie. I hate fat people. I fucking despise fat people. And what I really hate about... I don't hate all fat people, that's the thing. It's some fat people. The fat people I hate are the ones who attempt to set out to make a change and do it in secret, or they give it a half-hearted try, or they don't listen to advice. Right? Those are the ones I hate. And it just pisses me off so much when I see somebody that's covered in fat rolls and stuff and fat hanging off their face, and it just pisses me off, right? It makes me jealous because I don't want to look like that, right? And jealousy, people get a little confused with jealousy, right? Jealousy is an insecurity, right? It's something you're insecure about, and I don't want to look like that. Right? I look bad enough now, right? Like, I'm probably a 4. I know a lot of you on the Looks Maxing forum, you say I'm a 3. But if you say I'm a 3 now, what was I when I was 265? I looked a lot worse then. So, I don't know. Like, I just think I'm unattractive, just simply unattractive. I don't think I'm ugly, right? When I was ugly at 265, everybody was letting me know. Everybody was pointing it out. Everybody was bringing me down, making fun of me, and acting right disgusted towards me. And they'd stare at me with a disgusted look on their face. And, it just, I was like, yeah, time to make a change. Like, if other people are giving me that signal, it's time to make a change, right? But now that I'm like a 4, like, I'm invisible. I just blend in with the crowd, right? I look like the typical middle-aged man, right? But at 265, I did not look like the typical middle-aged man. I look like, the typical really, really fat, ugly middle-aged man. Now I just kind of blend in, right? And it's a sad reality we live in when me being still very overweight, I can take a trip to the grocery store, walk around, and half the people look worse than me. Half them. I know I posted that on a forum and somebody said, just half? I said, yep, just half. Like, if I was prime again, at 160, really ripped and lean from weight training and taking care of myself as an HTN or CL, I'd be mogging 95, 98% of the people at the grocery store. But as it is right now, half, and that's saying something about how bad the general population is. It's just pathetic, right? I don't know how people like that live with themselves, that look like shit. And, I don't know how they live with themselves. And the thing is, it's probably because it's all they know, because a lot of them, they've always been big and fat and ugly, right? And you get used to seeing it. But, like, I've known people, and they were really fat and ugly, and I don't see them for 10 years, and I see them again, and they've gained to 20, 30 pounds, and they're even fatter and uglier than before, and it's just like, what have you done with the past 10 years? Ate food? And, I don't associate with many people because I have a problem with most people. I'm not going to lie. I have a problem with a lot of people. And one of the problems I have with a lot of people is that they're overweight. And not just overweight, they're fucking morbidly obese. And it pisses me off. And those are the main people I have a problem with. I don't want to see them. I don't want to associate with them. I don't want to talk to them. It just pisses me off, right? It makes me insecure about myself because I see what they look like and how fat they are and ugly they are, and I don't want to look like that. I don't want to look like that, right? And I don't want to associate with people like that. So, but yeah, if you watch this whole video, thank you. I don't expect you to, but obviously if you're hearing this, you have. And I thank you very much, and I will see you on the forums.